Alright, today we're going to be looking at an assignment that Jack's got for school, and we're hoping to learn about how to do an acrylic transfer and help him along with that assignment. So Jack, can you describe what your assignment is and what the ideas are behind your assignment?
My assignment is a mixed media artwork, and I have chosen the subject of futurism, more specifically showing the idea of movement, as it is shown in these artworks here.
So you have to create a mixed media piece, and the idea behind it is futurism. So you were talking about trying to show movement in a different way. What images are you going to use that are going to show movement for you?
My idea was to have several surfing photos and combine them into one image with the acrylic transfers to show me moving along a wave, just like the futurist did.
Alright, so you're going to use some photos of you surfing. So when we look at the photos, you're going to have to do a little bit of manipulating of those images. I know you've gone and done a photo shoot and you've had some photos taken by your brother while you were out surfing, and so they need to be photoshopped. You want to try and push the contrast so you definitely see some blacks and some whites that might show up better in the transfers. So once you've done that, then you can make a photocopy of it, or you can use it as a photograph. The cheapest option would be to make just a photocopy of it. So let's get to it, do the photocopy, and once you've done that, we can come back and look at the next step, creating the acrylic transfer. Okay, now that you've got these images here, and I'll just show everybody that. So they're just photocopies of the of Jack going along on the wave. So they're all in a sequence. So they've been done with a camera that has the ability to shoot really very quick stills. And we've been working on a prototype, so it gives you an idea. Really what we're going to be using most of all today is the Liquitex mediums. So this one here is a gloss heavy gel, but you could use gloss medium and varnish. In fact, we'll probably use a mixture of all of these together, or the pouring medium as well. Any of the mediums that are going to go clear are going to allow us to do this. The idea is that it's thick enough that it won't tear, but it's not too thick that it's going to cloud over and you won't see the image underneath. So what we did was take an image like this and then apply the mediums over the top, and then we're going to put different marker pens. We've got some acrylic paint markers here, and they will go onto the mediums without moving around, so then we can put more colours into it, and Jack can actually build not only photographic images but drawn lines and then a bit of paint too, so that it becomes a complete mixed media piece. Alright, some of the mediums that we've got here are the gloss medium and varnish, the gloss heavy gel, and the pouring medium. I'm going to leave the gloss medium and varnish for the moment because that's the one that we would traditionally do this method with. But there's so many other options now that are probably going to make it a little bit easier for Jack to work more quickly. So this here is the heavy gel, and you can see it's quite impasto, and I've just got a little bit of turquoise colour and I've just dragged it through. Now it's white when it's wet, but when it's clear, when it's dry, sorry, it dries clear, but you're left behind with, if you don't mix the colour, you'll end up with these really lovely marks that are coming through, and you can see them on the palette there. So I'm just working on a tear-off palette. We're working on these because they're quite greasy, and if we wanted just the colour, we could leave it on this, and once it dries just peel it off and apply it as well. But we're actually set our table up now with all the photocopies in a row. We've got some practice ones on the side so that we can test this out as we go along. But what we're going to try is do all the bits and pieces here and then spread it onto the image that Jack's got here. So that's one with paint, but I wanted to show you another one that will work very differently to working with paint. This is much easier to control. The other option is to work with inks, and this is the pouring medium. I've just put them into tiny little capsules because it's going to be much easier to control in the studio here. And we're just going to put 2 drops of ink in because we just want a sheer amount of colour, not too much at all. Just get that. Just get a paintbrush here. And I don't know if you can see that, but we're just going to swirl that colour in. You'll see it eventually. And it's just going to be a tint. Now that is, in the end, what we do is we pour that. So the ink disperses really well in the pouring medium. You can use heavy body colour with it, but you need to start with the colour first and then slowly add the pouring medium, not the other way around because it'll be too thick. So essentially what will happen is you'll be pouring over your image. Now you're going to pour a hell of a lot more than what I've just done there. You can see I'm manipulating this around. But again, it's milky when it's wet, but it dries clear and you'd end up with a blue, it's like having blue glass over the top of it, or turquoise glass. And once you've covered the whole image or the area that you want to keep, you may not want this area that's here. You might just want this slice here of the wave. Jack's going to work that out on his own as he goes along. But we're going to leave this flat so it dries. And just remember that pouring medium is a self-leveling medium, and that means that it's just going to keep spreading. So we need to make sure that it's not going to run off the table or similar to that. One way you can stop it from running is to put a whole line of really thick medium around it, and it'll work itself to that medium. So rather than it spill any further, it will join itself with that. That's one way you can control it. But the main thing is to give it time to let it dry. So we're going to come back. You're going to see Jack applying the coats over the top of his images, and then we're going to wait for it to dry.
My thoughts all wicked and rotten. My goal don't wanna be got. And I had my feel of the whippoorwill. When they broke in the song, I shot 'em. Leave me alone. What does it take to be lonesome? Nothing at all. What does it take to be lonesome? Nothing at all. The train is loaded and leaving, and Lord only knows I don't need it. And I snub my nose when the whistle blows, but it's never enough to get even. Get out of here, or leave me alone. Oh, get out of here, leave me alone. Oh, the moon can do what he pleases. He can cry so much that he's
is my finished project, and I have added a quote from the Futurist Manifesto. This is a mixed media artwork that uses paint, markers, mediums and photography to get the overall effect.